Good morning. It is Thursday, September 15th, and right now on KPIX 5 News, breaking overnight, a railroad workers' strike averted. The tentative deal reached that may have averted a major disruption to the economy.
Plus, Amanda, siding with the right, Governor Newsom joins Republicans by taking a stand against a push for more electric cars. A political analyst weighs in on why.
And we have rain in the forecast as early as Sunday. Cooler temperatures on the way, too. We'll break that down coming up in your local forecast.
And a mind-blowing packed show at the Oakland Coliseum. The buzz this morning following Puerto Rico's Bad Bunny tour stop right here in the Bay Area. And a strike by the nation's railroad workers appears to be off. A tentative deal was announced overnight between unions and rail companies. It now goes to the rank and file for a vote with a cooling off period in the meantime. All this follows 20 straight hours of negotiations organized by the U.S. Labor Secretary Marty Walsh. President Biden says workers will get higher pay, improved working conditions, and peace of mind about health care. We have reached out to the ACE train and Capitol Corridor for a response after we were told that their lines would be impacted. More on the strike being averted coming up at 5:30. Amanda.
Let's take a look at this morning's top stories. California is suing Amazon, claiming their policies resulted in you paying more for the items in your cart. The Attorney General says Amazon prevents retailers from listing their products for lower prices on other sites like Walmart or Target. The complaint claims the policy leads to artificially inflated prices and is anti-competitive. The AG says the suit could lead to price drops, but Amazon is saying it could have the opposite effect. A nearly 40-year-old case in Santa Cruz County has been solved. Joette Murray Smith was last seen leaving her restaurant in Ben Lomond in 1983. Investigators had circumstantial evidence pointing to Eric Drummond, but they did not have enough to bring charges until a new analysis of her clothes revealed his DNA. But Drummond will never be charged. He died earlier this year. A live look at Westminster Hall, where mourners are filing past the coffin of Queen Elizabeth. Thousands of people have stood in line for hours to pay their respects to Britain's longest reigning monarch. The Queen will lie in state until her funeral on Monday. Back here in the Bay Area, another cool morning for us.
It is a cool morning for us. Extending into this afternoon, daytime highs once again are sitting below average. But once again, I have to ask, did you feel it?
I did not.
We still have yet to feel an earthquake here in the Bay Area, for us to at least. But here in the Bay Area, we've had 3 this week. This is our third one that just happened a couple hours ago. A magnitude 2.9, once again off in the East Bay. This is just close to Berkeley. We're keeping a close eye on any aftershock. But as we take our eyes to the skies now, daytime highs this morning, they're still sitting below average. Daytime highs are sitting below average, especially up in those East Inland Hills, anywhere closer to 10 degrees. Less significant numbers closer to the Bay. But nonetheless, extending into this afternoon and into the weekend, we're going to see an increase of relative humidity all throughout the Bay, especially as we head into Sunday. Atmospheric moisture really making its debut for Sunday, heading into Monday, as this area of low pressure dives its way down into our coastline, giving us much needed rain, cooler temperatures, and like I said, increased relative humidity all the way into next work week. This is significant for us here in the Bay Area. We need this moisture, and we're getting it extending into next week. So we'll talk more about that and how that'll impact your local area coming up in just a little bit. Jocelyn?
Hey, Jess, well, let's take a look at your roadways on this Thursday morning. Everything looking pretty good. Of course, that is with the exception of our super commuters. It's about a 37-minute drive from 205 to 680, so things already looking busy this morning. Let's take a live look at the Nimitz Freeway. You can see there things are moving pretty smoothly in both directions, so that's definitely good news. And let's take a live look at the San Mateo Bridge. You can start to see a little bit of a backup there, some brake lights, but not too bad. It's about a 12-minute drive from 880 over to 101. Amanda.
Developing this morning, evictions are not just happening on land here in the Bay Area. This morning, a group of boaters are fighting to stay at a South San Francisco marina. KPIX 5 Sean Chitness with their plea to city leaders.
The people who have called Oyster Cove Marina home for years say their struggle is like so many around the Bay Area.
We want to remind them what we're facing, what's been done to us, and the fact that there's been no dialogue.
They went before the South San Francisco City Council on Wednesday to ask for help before they're forced out next month.
Everybody here is working class, fixed income, elders.
The owner of the Marina is terminating their leases and reevaluating how to use this space. Around 30 people could move to a nearby marina for up to a year.
It's painful, and that's one of the reasons I want to fight for them.
Lucia Lockmeyer lives here part of the week, but says she will have a place to stay after her lease ends. She worries about others unable to find a new home.
It's really dangerous, it's really bad for the environment, and it's really unsafe for these folks. And as elders, somebody's going to get badly hurt.
City leaders say they have been able to meet with marina owners, but are still working to get more accommodations.
Their lives are going to be upended for a period of time, but hopefully we can get them accommodations where they'll feel well taken care of.
KPIX 5 reached out to 2 companies connected to the property, but did not hear back on Wednesday night. Earlier this summer, the marina owner told us it was working with boat owners to make the transition as painless as possible by giving them 4 months' notice and waiving rental fees. Reporting in South San Francisco, Sean Chitness, KPIX 5.
And Jocelyn residents we spoke to say they needed at least 2 years to save up for that kind of move, a pricey one.
Yeah, wow, Amanda. And you know, Governor Gavin Newsom has now signed his care court proposal into law. Here's how it will work. Family members or others can file a petition with the care court on behalf of someone with documented mental illness. If a person qualifies, they'll get legal help as well as a care plan, which can include things like housing to medication for up to 2 years. San Francisco is one of 7 counties putting the program in place by October of 2023. The state's other 51 counties will follow in 2024. It's estimated as many as 12,000 people in California could be candidates for care court. One of those is the son of Anita Wills. She tells our John Ramus forced treatment may be the only option left for their family.
At age 76, Anita Wills should be enjoying life, spoiling her grandbabies. Instead, she's moving out of her San Leandro apartment, afraid that her son Keith will come back and make good on his threats to harm her.
Not knowing where that person, you know, this son of mine is, or what he's doing it's maddening. I mean, I don't know right now where he is or what he's doing.
As a mother, she's torn between loving and fearing her own son. Keith lapsed into mental illness as an adult, began roaming the streets, and ended up in jail accused of attacking people with a knife. The photo of him in the papers was like a knife to Anita's heart.
It feels like hell. You know, when you see a picture of your son saying that he assaulted 4 people, and he's looking in the picture like a crazy man, and it's, you know, my heart sunk.
She says what's most maddening is that no one will do what's needed to help Keith, who's now in his mid-50s. He's been successful in treatment programs before, but because it's all strictly voluntary, Keith simply leaves when his schizophrenia takes over. Anita is part of a mother's group called FOSME, or Families Advocating for the Seriously Mentally Ill. They say the law must change to allow some kind of mandatory treatment, and they've been ardent supporters of Governor Newsom's Care Court initiative.
That feels good, that somebody's cared, that the state is having a conversation about it. Will it work? I don't know. But what we have now is not working.
Anita knows there are those who disagree with compulsory treatment and are concerned about the civil rights of the mentally ill. But her real-world experience tells her that, for many, voluntary treatment will mean no treatment at all. She believes Care Court is an important first step, although all the required treatment facilities and programs don't even exist yet. You know, that could take a whole generation to do.
Yeah, I probably won't see it. But it makes me feel better that it even exists, that they're even having the conversation.
In San Leandro, John Ramus, KPIX 5.
Now, the governor has set aside $63 million to help local governments and courts implement this. He's also touted more than $14 billion geared toward the state's homeless crisis. We'll stay on top of this as it all plays out. Jess.
Jocelyn, another earthquake rattled the North Bay just last night. This one hit near Sonoma, and it was a good test of this state's early warning system. The magnitude 2.7 that struck around noon just on Wednesday, wasn't strong enough to damage anything, but it may have rattled some nerves after Tuesday's 4.4 in Santa Rosa. and that 4.3 aftershock that, of course, followed it, too. Now, the jolt broke bottles and glasses, severed PVC pipes, and even caused a few gas leaks. Well, the good news, officials say from the USGS that their early warning system worked exactly as they hoped.
The way that shake alert works is that we don't know the earthquake is happening until it actually reaches the surface. So it's really important to know that there's a little bit of time that it takes to actually process that information and then to get the alerts out. We're very pleased with the results. Over 400,000 alerts were delivered to people throughout the affected area.
Scientists stress the closer you are to the epicenter, the less warning you'll get, if any at all. And we've got a list of resources to get you quake ready on our website, KPIX.com. Jocelyn?
All right, Jess, well, as we think of Hispanic Heritage Month in our music and culture, we have to talk about Bad Bunny. Check this out here. Wednesday, Chopper 5 spotted this huge line wrapping around the Coliseum. The reason? Well, Bad Bunny himself. The Puerto Rican multi-platinum superstar performed there last night in Oakland. I'm going to admit, I was there, and the vibes, they were like no other. Here's a little look, plus why he means so much to his fans.
There were cheers and fireworks. There was dancing. People with their hands up, enjoying a night with Benito.
I know how much she loves Bad Bunny. So.
Daniel bought tickets for him and his sister Lupe.
During the pandemic, and then I was going through a lot, especially we were in the house. So he dropped 2 albums. I was able to listen to them. I could really relate. I love how he helps the people from Puerto Rico.
Many other fans feel the same. It was a packed house at the Coliseum. There's no question Bad Bunny is breaking barriers. Most recently, he won Artist of the Year at the VMAs, becoming the first non-English language act to win a VMA for Artist of the Year.
He is true to his roots. He's true to his language. He's true to his people. He's just unapologetically Bad Bunny. And I think that makes him not only likable, but I think it makes him accessible and approachable to people.
Dr. Nate Rodriguez teaches at San Diego State. He says people can expect a course on Bad Bunny to be taught at the university in 2023. Dr. Nate says for Latinos, it's also about representation.
The Latino community wants to see themselves represented. We rarely see ourselves on television, in movies, in media, especially in English language spaces. And to see Bad Bunny win awards on MTV, perform on these different award shows that are traditionally reserved for only English-speaking people, I think gives us an opportunity to see ourselves and hear ourselves.
That's what it felt like Wednesday night in Oakland.
¿Dónde están los latinos en Oakland?
Pride in where we come from, and it was about the music and people enjoying the night with friends and family.
How are you feeling?
I am tired, but it was well worth it.
Sarah looked like she was having some fun.